So my term for this week was positive punishment, which is defined as a response followed immediately by the presentation of a stimulus, or typically coined an aversive stimulus, that decreases the future frequency of the behavior. An example of this would be physical reprimands. Commonly in Latino culture, there has been a history of physical reprimands in the form of like spanking or hitting with a belt, of being quite liberal and in its use. I myself have experienced it in the context of I received a spanking or hitting with a belt whenever I misbehaved. Um, I can say that at least when I was younger, around like younger than 12, it was more effective then, but it kind of weaned out of its intended purpose afterwards, for sure, in my teenage years once I started to get more rebellious with my parents. But the point here with physical reprimands is that the purpose is that you want to avoid getting hit or spanked. So you try not to misbehave or enact any behaviors that would induce that reprimand. Another example of positive punishment would be something that actually happened to me a couple weeks ago. And this would be a cop stopping you for for holding your phone while driving. Now, I wasn't texting and driving. It was I was checking the GPS, and the cop happened to have seen me at the exact time that I was checking my GPS, and I got away with a warning, mainly because I was at a red light. But that's besides the point. The point is, in order to avoid getting pulled over again for checking the GPS, I ended up getting a phone stand, so I didn't have to be pulled over again for that, or for a situation like that again. In ABA practice, we sometimes have our clients engage in violent behaviors, and when this extends to them being violent towards other clients, we have to block the client so they don't hurt anyone else. And ideally, when we block them, um, that functions more as a. Ideally, the blocking would act as a like form of positive punishment because they realize that they're not going to be able to hurt anyone else, so there should be less of a reason for them to try in the future.